Hello everybody. So today we are going to divide 3 digits by 1 digit. Okie doke. Let's look at the first slide here. Okay. So the first question says, use place value counters to divide the amount below by 5. Okay. So let's look first of all and think about, well, what number have we got here? How many discs in the hundreds have we got? So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okie doke. So I've got 500 and I've got 6 tens and I've got 5 ones. Okay. So my number that I'm dividing is 565. Let's look at the next slide because we are going to divide the amount by 5. All right. Now, I know when we did this back in school, this was something that it was tricky for you to get your heads around. Quite a different way of looking at division using our place value discs. But putting it simply, it's thinking if I had 5 hundreds, how many groups of 5 could I make out of those 500s? Well, using my bus stop method over here, I can make one group of 5. Now I'm looking at my tens. How many groups of 5 can I make with, if I've got 6 tens? So I can make just one group of 5. There's my group of 5. So in my 6 tens, I can make one group of 5 and I can write that number up here. And I've got 1 10 left over. Now it's showing you that it's exchanging here and it's moving that 110 over with the 5 ones to create the number 15. And now it's saying how many groups of 5 can I make out of 15? And there's one group of 5. I've got 2 groups of 5 and I've got another group of 5. So I can make 3 groups of 5. So don't let the place value counters here put you off. It's just giving you a visual representation for what we do in the bus stop method. Okay? All right. So the answer is 565 divided by 5 is 113. True or false? 232 divided by 4 equals 51. Well, let's break this up or partition it first of all. So, I partition 200 into 200 plus 32. Okay, so I know from my multiplication that 20 divided by, sorry, it's not a great division sign, 4 is equal to 5. So I can apply this division fact now to 200. So I know that 200 divided by 4 is equal to 50. Because 200 is 10 times greater than 20. So my answer is going to be 10 times greater as well. 200 divided by 4 is 50. And then looking at the other side, I know 32 divided by 4 is 8 from my times tables. And then I can add these two digits together. 50 plus 8 is 58. So the answer is in fact false. Let's look at the next one here. Add the symbol less than, greater than, or equal to make the following statements correct. Well, first of all, let's look at a method. How are we going to work out what's what here? Well, we need to actually do the sum, don't we? So I'm going to use the bus stop method here. So I'm going to say 627, and I'm going to put my bus shelter in here. I'm sorry, my writing is a bit atrocious with the mouse. Divided by 3. Now, for the purpose of doing the bus stop method, I'm going to treat each of these numbers, as single digits. Okay, so I'm going to say 6 divided by 3. How many 3's are in 6? Well, that's quite easy. I know that I've got 2. Okay, moving over to the right, on to the next digit. How many 3's are in 2? None. Okay, 2 is smaller than 3, there's none. And I'm going to take my 2 over here and combine it with the next digit to give me the number 27. How many 3's are in 27? 9. Ooh, so my answer is 209. Let's go over here, have a look at this one. 763, and I'm going to divide that by 7. Now, for the purpose of this division, I'm going to treat this number, each of those numbers, I'm going to treat it as a single digit, because I can use my times tables facts, and it helps me immensely with this method. Okay, so that's what I'm advising you to do. So, thinking about 7 as a digit, how many 7's divide into 7 here? Well, 1. Moving to the next digit over to the right, how many 7's do I get into 6? Well, to be honest with you, none. Okay, because it's less. And I'm going to take the 6 over here and I'm going to combine it together with the next digit and make that number, 2-digit number, 63. How many 7's are there in 63? Well, this time I know my times tables and I know 9. I know there are 9 7's in 63. So it's clear that 627 divided by 3 is greater than 763 divided by 7. So let's have a little look at the next question. Okay, so Ellie has spilled paint all over her mats. She was dividing 672 by a 1-digit number, and she remembers her answer was a whole number less than 300. So I know if my answer is a whole number, there's going to be no remainders. Okay, so what could her equation have been? Right, so I know if I divide 672 by 2, I am going to get, it will divide in evenly, but I am going to get an answer greater than 300. So I know that that's not one of the numbers. Now, let's have a look and see if we can divide 672 by 3. Let's have a look. Again, we're going to treat each of these numbers here as single digits, starting at the first one closest to the bus stop here and working our way to the right. So 6 divided by 3 is 2. 7, well, how many 3's are there in 7? There's 2, and I have 1 left over, so I'm going to combine that 1 with the next digit to make a 2-digit number, 12. 12 divided by 3 is 4. Now, because I know 672 would divide evenly by 2, I'm confident now that 672, oh, hang on, let me just make sure I write it correctly, not to confuse people. 672 divided by 4 should work. So let's see if it does. So, starting with the number closest to the bus stop here, 6 divided by 4, well, I know that I can get one group and I've got 2 left over. Combine these 2 digits together now to make a double digit number, 27. 27 divided by 4 is 6 and 3 left over, so let's combine that 3 with the next digit, making a 2-digit number. How many 4's are there in 32? Well, the answer is 8. Fantastic. 168. Now, if I move to the next number along, I know that 672 divided by 5 is not going to divide in equally. And the reason I know that is because I know all the numbers in my 5 times tables, end in a 5 or a 0. And this number does not end in a 5 or a 0, and it is not going to divide in equally. So let's throw 5 out the window. That's not going to work. But let's look at the next digit on then. 672 divided by 6. Well, now I'm confident here again because I know that the numbers in my 6 times tables are just double the numbers in my 3 times tables. So let's have a look. Sorry, that's 2 there. Okay. 6 divided by 6 is 1. Let's move to the next digit over to the right. 7 divided by 6 is 1, and 1 left over to make a 12, 2-digit number here. 12 divided by 6 is 2. That gives me the answer, 112. And you can go on to the next one if you want, number along, which would be 7. Getting very hard to write with this mouse. Okay. Right. So, how many 7s divide into this 6? Well, nothing. I've got no, and I'm going to carry this over here and combine it to make a 2-digit number here, 67. How many 7s are there in 67? Well, the answer is going to be 9. And 4 left over. Okay. And how many 7s is there in 42? The answer is 6. Okay. So I've actually got 3 answers there. I know that 672 can be divided equally by 3, 4, 6, 7. And are there any more? You can investigate and find out. I think you'll find there will be more. Okie doke, let's move on. So here are some of the answers that we have already looked at, and can you find any more? Okay, let's have a look at the next question. Which is the odd one out, and explain how you know. So I want you to pause. I want you to use the bus stop method now, and I want you to work out carefully, dividing each of these numbers up using our bus stop method, and see if you can discover what the odd one out is, which the odd one out is. And it's saying A is the odd one out. Well, why is A the odd one out? A is the odd one out because 212 divided by 4 is 53, and all of these other numbers when divided give us the answer of 54. So hopefully you have managed to work that out. Okay. Are the following statements true or false? And again, we're back to convincing here. I can divide 246 equally by 4 and 6. Equally, meaning no remainder. Is that statement true? I can divide 459 divided by 9 equals 51. I want you to check that out. And the next one, 728, can be divided equally by 7 and 8. Have a look at those statements and decide using your bus stop method if those are true or false. So let's look. I can divide 246 equally by 4 and 6. So let's just see if we can do that. So if I have 246 You could do this in your head, or you can use the bus stop method. It really depends how confident you are here, but it's good to practice the bus stop method. So I'm going to divide that by 4. 2 divided by 4 is 0. Take my 2 across here, and it's going to just combine with the next digit to make 24. 24 divided by 4 is 6, and 6 divided by 4 is 1. Remainder 2. Got 2 left over. It doesn't divide equally, but 246. Now some of you will be able to do this in your head, and if you can, that's great. If you want to write it down and practice, that's great as well. Divided by 6. 2 divided by 6. Nope, doesn't go. 0. Take my 2 across, combines to make 24. 24 divided by 6 is 4. And 6 divided by 6 will go 1. So that statement is in fact false. I want you to check these other two statements now. 459 divided by 9 equals 51. Is that true? And then 728 can be divided equally by 7 and 8, meaning that you will get no remainders. So statement A is false. We looked at that one. Okay, statement B, again this one, 459, that one's quite easy. You would be able to do that one in your head, and we can see that it's true because it divides equally with no remainder left over. And statement C is true because it divides in equally with 104, no remainder, and 728 divided by 8 divides in equally. The answer is 91 and no remainder. Okay, so good luck. Practice your bus stop. It's great practice for you, and let us know if you have any problems. Okay then, bye.